Hello my dear friends. Today I'm sitting here, sipping English tea, tasting nice Ukrainian raspberry jam with nice biscuits. Well, but today I have an entomological story for you. That's not about tea, not about raspberry. That's about chestnut. What's about chestnut? Today I collected these chestnut leaves near my house in Kyiv. Today, in October 20th, 2012. In this time, in late autumn, I collected all these leaves and looked what's going on with them. Well, definitely. You can see that some of them were still green, some already yellow. Okay, definitely it's autumn. Leaves are falling down, but some leaves, they have really strange spots here. They're white, they're just brown, brownish. And what's inside? Here you can see some capsules. So they're definitely with some kind of disease. What's that? Usually people say, okay, these leaves are just going to fall down because it's autumn. No, but on these green leaves I see the same spots. That's chestnut leaf miner moth. How did this moth came to Ukraine? Nobody knows. Actually, this moth was described in Europe, in Macedonia, in 1989, okay, nearly 20 years ago. And later this moth, widely spread over the Europe, came to Romania, Germany, Hungary, and then to western border of Ukraine. Well, and then this moth quickly crossed the whole Ukraine from the western till the eastern border and the south and northern borders of Ukraine. And now you can easily find this moth and all these strange leaves, very damaged everywhere, in Lviv, in city Kharkiv, in Simferopol, in Yalta and in Kyiv. These leaves I collected in Kyiv. Even these leaves, yellow and green, they have a lot of capsules. Many capsules were here with this moth. This moth was found in Ukraine in 2003, it was described in literature. And then in 2009 this book was published. In this book the life cycle of chestnut leaf mining moth was described when it's developing in Ukraine. Well, and what's happening till probably now, after 9 years, when this moth spread all over Ukraine. And I should say to you, probably this moth is going to spread wider than only in Ukraine. This moth last year was found in Bryansk district of Russia, and it should be found very soon in Belarus. Some specimens were found even in Moscow district. So it's expected that this moth is going to be spread widely even in Russia, step by step. Actually, in this book, in Dictionary of Entomology published in 2001, this moth even have not been indicated. Of course, even in this book, very detailedly, it's called Pests of Agricultural Crops and Forestry of Ukraine, published 20 years ago, more than that, in 1988. This moth have not been indicated yet. But many moths, they are widely distributed in Ukraine, especially mining moths. For example, in this book you see this small mining moth on apples. And what was happening here? These moths were introduced to Ukraine from western border and spread over the Ukraine. And now it's everywhere. How you can recognize it? Because on these brownish brown spots you can find now, and even today, a small capsule. Many capsules they are spread on these leaves. And these moths were just going to overwinter during pretty hard and frosty winter in Kyiv and in other places of Ukraine. But some specialists they are proposing now different methods of treatments against this moth. For instance, chemical treatment, pyrethroids, insecticides, everything. But people proposing to spread insecticides and pyrethroids just across our boulevards and streets, to spray all these chestnut trees. Horse chestnut, is it useful? I don't think so. Because this moth is developing inside the leaf, and insecticides and pyrethroids will not come to this moth. Some people proposed to distribute some beneficials like small chalcid wasps, like Trichogramma. I don't think so that is also useful, because Trichogramma would not develop in these tiny eggs of leaf-mining moth. These eggs are too small for Trichogramma. But nevertheless, if you collect all these leaves, for example, or other species, for example with mining moths, and put it in a huge package, at a certain time you can find that some moths will emerge from these leaves, and also some parasitic Hymenoptera, small parasitic wasps, will emerge from leaves. Actually, our group of entomologists in Kyiv, we studied oak leaf-mining moth in 2001, and we collected quite a long list of parasitoids of oak leaf-mining moth. This was 17 species of chalcid wasps and 16 species of humanoid wasps, parasitic wasps. They were developing on tiny moths which are growing inside leaves of oaks. Okay, we did here different pictures and descriptions of these moths, but these parasitoids, and these parasitoids, they're pretty small. 1 millimeter, 1 or 2 millimeters, and moth also quite small, 2 millimeters, like the same chestnut leaf-mining moth, Sameraria ohridella, this species. So, even in this book, certain number of parasitoids already were indicated. And fortunately, we are just continuing to study these moths in our laboratory in Kyiv, in Institute of Zoology. Just in very simple conditions, just on our laboratory table in some packages, we are trying to keep a laboratory culture of parasitoids, chalcid wasps, which are emerging from these leaves. And what should we study? Also, we study their life cycles, because these parasitoids may produce 2 or 3 generations over the year. So we eat 2 at least, or even 3 generations of moths. And they also go into overwinter after this pretty warm October. Because here now we can find already pupae of all these chestnut leaf-mining moths, and sometimes if you open it we can find pupal parasitoids, and also you can find larval parasitoids. They're also hidden here inside leaves. They all will go with leaves down and fall down and will overwinter on the ground. Actually, the easiest way of treatment against chestnut leaf-mining moth is just to collect all these leaves and destroy them. You will destroy all insects, even the same parasitoids. But in our laboratory, we keep these parasitoids where we rear them from leaves and we study their life cycles, their larvae, their development and their potentials, how they can parasitize this leaf-mining moth. Of course, these parasitoids came on chestnut from the nature, than native parasitoids. We did not introduce them from America or Asia or from Europe. They came on this moth, on chestnut, from other crops, from other probably pests, or from other moths, like from these small apple leaf-mining moths. And they are growing now inside leaves of chestnut, on larvae and pupae of chestnut leaf-mining moth. Of course, this project is still in developing, and actually this project we are doing is relatively slow because it's not funded by any financial organization. It's just our preliminary project, which could receive some support from any other foundation. We hope so, because it's difficult now to receive support from governmental organization in Ukraine, if it could be international organization or just private foundation who can support our research in Ukraine in order to keep Ukrainian chestnut trees, the symbol of Kyiv, clean and healthy. We need funds to study this pest, to study these parasitoids. In this case, we will be able to develop some treatment, some curation methods against this pest. Otherwise, still 10 years already, and this parasitoid, this pest, chestnut leaf-mining moth, is spread everywhere in Ukraine. How to control it? We should study methods of control, and we can do it. For that, we need funds, we need projects, and laboratory in Kyiv and Institute of Zoology is ready to do it. So you are welcome to communicate with us. We can show you our methods, maybe some methods of our treatments, and methods of rearing these parasitoids. I think this is very useful potential method to control chestnut leaf-mining moth. Quite soon we will do it. That's a story about chestnut, about beneficials, about chalcid wasps in Ukraine, in Kyiv. Next time we can go somewhere outside, or maybe here. I will tell you other stories about entomology, about some pests or beneficials in Ukraine or in other places. And see you soon. Good luck. Goodbye.